We continue this afternoon's press conference. We have head coach Pascal Jansen. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. We'll get started with Roberto.
Pascal, obviously undefeated so far in this season, and the last two results that you've had against Inter Miami weren't the best, to say the least. How do things change in your mind for the game on Sunday?
In what sense?
In the sense that obviously team lost badly, but you have a new opportunity now as far as understanding what they did, what you do now, and how they've come playing, and they tied Nashville this week at home 2 times actually.
Yeah, well, like you mentioned yourself just now, Roberto, it's something completely new. Again, looking back at the games that we lost, especially the final, obviously, is the one that's the most recent. But it has no meaning going into this game. It's a new season with a few new players on their side. Things have changed on our side. So that's what we're looking forward to. So those are the things that we focus on. Looking at it from a new perspective, new chances, and that's how we're going to go into this game.
Nico Fernandez Mercado has been having an outstanding season. What have you seen as a difference between what he did last year and how he's even done better this year?
I think for Nico, it's important that you realize that he's been with us a little longer now. When he started out in July, and his first game was a sub on against Dallas, if I'm not mistaken, you could see his quality instantly when he served Tico in one of the moments when he was just on pitch. Came off a very tough season in Spain. Joined us when the off season was just about to finish there. But now he's with us. He had a full preseason in January. Was well rested after the season finished in November. I think that's a huge part of why we see the Nico that we see currently, and hopefully there's much more to see and much more to come.
Well, when you look at him, it's not only the fact that of the talent he has, but also the way he comports himself on the field and the effort that he gives. Mm-hmm. Is that contagious for everybody else, that he's a leader by example?
Of course. It's a massive thing, Roberto. He's one of our DPs, and this is a DP that we can only dream of. Bringing his personality, the quality that he brings, but also the effort and the work rate, and his work ethic in general is outstanding. And that's how we, within New York City FC, would like to see our DPs. And that's one of the reasons why we signed Nico. And that's one of the reasons why he believes so strongly in our project.
Thank you.
Christian?
Pascal, obviously going up against Inter Miami means going against Lionel Messi and sort of the circus that comes along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious in terms of this match and kind of trying to maintain that advantage you get when you play at Yankee Stadium and Citi Field. What do you say to the guys to help them kind of, ensure that it doesn't become a, sort of a messy fest, if you will?
Well, I think that's a very hard thing to avoid, because you see it all over the country. When Messi comes to play, you see attendance goes up from 30,000 to 75,000. So that's something that is good for the game. I think good for the MLS as well, and it's been very good so far. However, for us, it's very important that we focus on our own game, our own plan, making sure that we control our emotions coming back from a big loss in the final, which was a game I think was pretty even until the third goal they scored. But also the lessons that we learned from the City game, the Citi Field game, when we came across each other for the second game in the season. If you go back to that game, 65 minutes, we were also pretty even, going back to the first 2 big chances that we missed in that game. So there's enough things that we can look back at and say, okay, we're able to deal with whatever Miami has planned for us, but we can also focus on our own plans, and that is going to be our main focus going into the game that we're going to play on Sunday.
When you look back at those 2 matches, I know it's a new year, it's a completely new kind of thing, but what do you take away from those both of those instances where, for a better part of the match, it seems like it was a very competitive, close game, and then the dam kind of broke? Was there something in particular you've noted since those games? No,
those are the lessons we learned, and those lessons helped us also in that season of 25, but also understanding what Miami is about, because in all fairness, the team last season and also this season, they have a lot of quality within the team. And Messi, of course, is highlighted always. If I'm not mistaken, he scored the first goal against Nashville also midweek again. It was an outstanding goal. So we know what kind of quality we're facing. So we have to make sure that we recognize that also and deal with it, but just focus on our own quality as well and making sure that we get that even balance back into the game like we did in the previous two matches, and try to make sure that we sustain it a little longer and reward ourselves for the good moments that we have in the game.
But just, not to harp on it, but just when you talk about sort of the lessons that you learned, right?
Mm-hmm.
What in particular did you notice maybe that happened that either Inter Miami was able to do or that your guys weren't able to do or did that kind of allowed them to kind of break the game open? Was there something in particular?
Yeah, that's a fair question. And if you go back to the games that we played, even the first game of 25, I think that was a game that we played against Miami that they were a little better than us in game one in 25. And the second game that we played, and especially the third one in the final, it was much more even out. But the biggest lesson I would say, if you switch off just for a second against this type of quality, it can hurt you really, really bad. And if you go back to the goal that Miami scored in Game 2 at Citi Field, you can see there's a minor error in midfield. They take over and they punish us severely, and that's when they went into halftime with a 1-0 lead. So those are the things that we have to realize. We can't make those kind of errors in certain areas of the pitch because they have the quality to finish those moments off.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On to the Zoom, we'll go with Justin.
Hey, Coach. Justin Egan, the outfield.
Hi, Justin.
Like you just said, this year's Miami team is a little different than the one that you faced in the playoffs. They returned the fourth least amount of minutes in MLS this year.
Mm-hmm.
How does Miami this year compare to Miami that you faced in the playoffs?
Well, the one thing I would say about this part of the game, they've lost some personality in losing Busquets, Jordi Alba, big figures in their team from last season, trying to implement new players coming in from the transfer window. Played a lot of games, obviously, already. But, yeah, you can see they're still a little bit searching for the right balance within the team. If you see how many chances they concede in the games that they've played so far, that is something that is a little more off than it was last season. So those are things that have caught our eyes, obviously, in preparation of this game.
Alejandro?
Hello, Mr. How are you?
Hey, Alejandro.
So my first question is going to be, you guys went through a great moment as a team, and what do you think has been the key for New York to performing at this level in the beginning of the season?
I would say, to keep it very simple, the quality that we have within the team, combined with the passion, the hunger, and the desire that this team has created going into the 26th season. Obviously, like we discussed just now with a few of your colleagues, we've learned quite a few lessons throughout the 25 season, and the benefit of having almost the same roster and a few additions helps you start off at a higher level than the previous season, combined with the hunger, passion, and desire that this team has to be more successful than last season.
My second question is, how this, like when you're going to fight against Messi, that represents like so much in soccer, with the new players that we got in the team, that's going to be his first time, you get like pretty nervous. How do you guys motivate and to make focus to it's okay, you're going to fight Messi when I had a great experience, but focus to challenge something like that, because mistakes can happen, in moments like that.
Yeah, of course. We're all human beings. The only one who's not human being is Messi. He's from a different planet, but that's something we all know. He's a special player, great personality, as I mentioned, also a big asset for this league as well. But on the other hand, he is one of the 11 players that we're going to play against, and of course, it's going to be interesting to see how our guys will handle this situation. But like I mentioned just now, having almost the same roster and the same players available going into the 26th season, they've played him once or twice already, so they know what his qualities are and they know how to deal with him. And a few things we have to do better than the previous games that we played against Miami in order to be more successful.
Thank you.
Justin, you have another one?
Yeah. Hey, Coach. So Messi getting up there in age, and Miami just played CONCACAF this week. So there's probably a greater than zero chance that perhaps he may not play.
Who is this? Sorry.
Does that impact? Like, there's probably a greater than zero chance that he may not play on Sunday because of the CONCACAF game this week.
But who are you talking about?
Messi. Sorry.
Oh, you think he's not playing?
No, I'm just saying there's a chance that he may not play
Okay.
because of the midweek game.
All right. Then you know
does
more than
that-
me.
Well, I guess that, does that...
Can I
Messi-
quote you on that?
If, let's say he does not play, does that impact how you are going to prep for the game? Or I am guessing that you are, based on your response, that you are prepping that he is 100% playing.
Of course, of course. If you see Messi play, apart from the game against Charlotte, you know that Messi is going to play. He loves the game. This is a game I would assume he doesn't want to miss. Also playing in New York against a team that is doing well in the league at the moment, and they've just been knocked out of a big tournament, so they're looking for a moment to make sure they can reset themselves as a team. And I'm assuming that Messi wants to be a big part of this as well. So I'm guessing he's going to play. If he doesn't play, we'll see. But we prepare ourselves for whatever comes our way, like I've told you guys many times last season. And if he does play, it's going to be good for Miami. It's going to be good for the fans to see him play. And we'll be ready.
Christian?
Thanks, Coach.
Hi, Coach. You alluded to it before that when Miami come to town, it does impact the attendances, whether that's Miami fans, Messi fans. With that in mind, what role can NYCFC fans have on Sunday in terms of helping the guys' motivation and spurring them on to victory?
Now, that is a question I really like, because if you go back to the previous home games that we've played, you see there's a massive interaction between what goes on field and between the fans in the stands. So knowing that this is a very important game for us as well, and everybody's looking forward to it, obviously, being in the place that we are at the moment, I think the fans can play a massive, massive part in order to support our team do well on pitch on Sunday again. So if you see the previous home games, you can tell that there is so much energy from the stands that we hope we get from our fans again on Sunday.
Great. Thank you, everybody.